We're live, pal.
Oh,
ah,
my pants are not on. Oh,
just do not stand up. We should be.
and I want to show the world,
Richard,
gentlemen.
your pet iguana, Richard.
Richard, yes, he's such a dick.
Hey, we were just talking before we went live about a timer, and there's a timer in the corner of that tells me how long we're on.
Oh,
So that worked out.
keep track of that guy.
Yeah.
Go team.
I feel so weird. I don't have my wedding ring or my wristwatch on.
Oh, I thought you were single now.
Yeah.
I thought you were available.
That quick. But hey, it's the Gout Foundation. We're
in all our glory.
It's your boy Jay, and as always, the leader, the founder, the creator, the inventor, and the guy that made it all up. Best Gout Machine.
The notorious BGM.
Yeah.
The Doja Cat of Wrestle Talk.
Ooh. Huh.
I'm luscious. I'm a luscious man.
Yeah. Now I know we had an extremely live episode last time.
Got my life on it.
That it went live on every platform at different times somehow, but yet was the same show.
We defy time and logic and space.
I think it's because we were just that good to sticking to the script, as they say. But,
just like Randy Orton.
I went to SmackDown on accident. Got a Cody Rhodes shirt.
Woo!
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna go. So a guy came in. There's this new energy drink called C4. If you watched Elimination Chamber, I'm sure you saw it.
I have one in my fridge right now.
They have big displays with a big cardboard cutout of Roman Reigns. And I asked my rep, I was like, I need one of those. He's like, oh, you like wrestling? I was like, yeah. He goes, they're going to be in Evansville. And he told me the date. So I thought I had 2 weeks to figure out if I wanted to go or not. And I tell my wife, and she's like, so do I need to get you tickets? I was like, well, let's think about it. She's like, you have 2 days.
I've done similar to that.
And then the funny thing, well, it's kind of cool, is I had 3 different people that all said they saw me, but didn't say anything to me. One of them said they shouted my name, and I looked around, but I didn't see them. But
it was a ghost.
Just random people. I did do some investigative reporting while I was there. AJ Styles most likely is going to be re-debuting or coming back from his injury after Mania. A lot of people, really, his healing was done like Royal Rumble time. So a lot of people thought he was going to be a surprise for the Rumble. It's looking like he is going to be held till the Raw after Mania or SmackDown after Mania, possibly SmackDown after Mania. Whoa. And be with the club. I got an alert that we're on the Twitch right now.
Oh, we're live on the Twitch.
Yeah, I got an alert about that. So the OC came out and took on Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, but that's the deal right now. Is it's looking like AJ is going to come back, and Gallows and Anderson kind of tease being at the top of the division afterwards. So there's a possibility that maybe we'll see the club as a proper club after Mania, because if you think about it, if Rhea wins the title, Dom finishes his story with his father, all you really have is Punishment Martinez and Balor just kind of sitting there like jackasses. And if Balor loses the edge,
playing grab ass with each other.
Yeah. And maybe they could restart exactly what they started. Maybe Punishment Martinez could turn on Balor at Mania and go back with Edge, and that's the beginning of the Judgment Day. Maybe they could kind of reset what they were doing before injuries and all that good stuff happened.
Call themselves No Mercy, since they were going with calling them. Judgment Day was a pay-per-view. Or December to dismember.
Yeah, and then down the line, Dominic will start another team called Vengeance. They could go for a while. They got No Way Out. They got everything.
He can get Nails. Remember Nails?
Oh, actually, I got a Nails video. I used to do these like the way I started on Wrestle Talk is I used to take like old vignettes and voice over them, just making fun of. The first one I ever did was for the Fantastics, tag team from the 80s. But
NWA.
I got one on Nails that I've never released just because there's a lot of inside jokes. Not inside to me, but like inside to wrestling fan jokes. But before we move on, also, Curtis Axel, like looking in shape.
Really?
People, yeah.
Met him in the parking lot?
I saw him outside. He was dressed up, but I mean, he didn't look like a slouch. He didn't look like he's been being lazy. Apparently, he's been an agent there for some time, though. But I mean, he looked like he was ready to do something. So maybe he might be part of the Wyatt dilly-dally going on, if Bo is going to be the leader as Uncle Howdy.
Good. Good investigating.
Yeah. But this kind of connects to all this. So the Wyatt Six kind of looking like they're going to be possibly feuding with the Hurt Business, or at a minimum, Bobby Lashley, which opens up Brock Lesnar's prospects for WrestleMania, because everybody was looking forward to Lesnar Bray after SmackDown 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then the whole mule kick to the nuts happened. And now we are getting possibly the greatest thing ever.
Woo!
Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Now,
the dream match.
I understand you're a big Omos fan. I mean, what were you thinking when you saw that this was 100% confirmed?
My jaw dropped. I got a little moist all over my body. I'm as big a fan of Omos as Omos is big. Oh. I want my Ebony Falcon to just go out there and show Lesnar what's up, because I know he's incapable of giving him a German suplex. Like I'm down for it. Bring it on. This is bigger than Sting versus Undertaker, in my opinion. Mark my words. 5-star classic.
I caught up with Omos, and all he had to say was,
"No more Goop. They're all gonna be dominated."
No more goop. They're all gonna be dominated.
No more goop. I'm covered in goop because of Omos.
I've tried my hardest to find an intelligible promo by him. Just something between him and Lesnar. As we all know, Lesnar needs someone talk for him. He's been doing okay as the country boy. But this is just a snippet of Omos trying to cut his own promos right here. I don't know if he was speaking Nigerian there. And then if he is Nigerian, are we going to get Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews helping him as well? As
reunited.
MVP? Yeah.
Whatever he was saying it seductively.
Oh. You know what? When I was trying to find something, I found something oddly hypnotic about his voice.
You can read the telephone book.
Almost as velvety as yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish he could just read to me erotic poetry. that enough would sell out WrestleMania here in Los Angeles.
Both days, and he only has to read for an hour. Now, do you think Brock is going to get him? Because this is everybody's, and I think this is what everybody's issue is with the match. I don't know. I don't really see anything wrong with it. It kind of came out of nowhere, but I personally don't see any issues with it. A lot of people, I think, just hate it because it kind of seems like a Vince McMahon throwing it together last minute. This is what I want type match, which we all know Lesnar would 100% be down for that because when
All over it.
left the company that first day, Lesnar actually left SmackDown and had to get a phone call from Vince telling him to go back to the show. But a lot of people are like, well, we got this match. We're going to see this match, but there's no way Brock could F5 almost. And they're not even saying that like in a working way. They're saying that like it just physically cannot be done.
They're like, we're breaking kayfabe. It's impossible for him to F5 him, which I call bull. Because I've seen the video, I've seen the pictures of Brock Lesnar F5ing a shark. He could F5 almost, or he could almost do it.
But the ring is, what, 22 feet? Yeah, 22 feet long. I think it's still 22 feet. Maybe it's 20, but I'm pretty sure they're still at 22 feet. Almost is what, 8'11" or whatever they're saying.
Between
now?
8'11" and 30.
Okay, that's what I thought. And Lesnar doesn't like land like flat like that when you do it, because people are acting like there's no room in the ring. Like he could be like within 3 to 4 feet of the center of the ring and still be able to do that to him. You know, he may not be able to like throw him off like he does little guys when he does it, but I don't see why people are thinking that. And like Germans, I feel like they might be some of the nicest looking German suplexes we have ever seen from Brock Lesnar.
It would be poetic. It would be poetry in motion. Enya would be playing in the background as he does it in slow motion.
Now, I know people don't like to do this, but you and I both know this is possibly going to be like the classics of classics. Like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when people think WrestleMania, this is going to be the matchup they think. Some people think Hogan Andre. Some people think Mr. Roll-Up and Randy Savage. But I believe people are going to be thinking Lesnar and Omos. What do you predict the star rating is going to be for a match like this?
Me personally, 8. Because I'm looking forward to the immovable object versus the immovable object. And I think Meltzer will explode or spontaneously combust out of sheer joy.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, do you think this is going to lead into a story, possibly, of... Because they've been teasing the Hurt Business in the background of Raw. I don't know if you've been catching that or not, but...
Here and there.
It's been a thing for, what, over a month now? 5-6 weeks. And if MVP is going to go back with them, if MVP is going to go back with Lashley, is he going to bring them down for Lesnar to destroy as well? Or if Lashley and Bray are in a feud, are we going to get the Hurt Business with Omos taking on Lesnar and Bray Wyatt? And if so, why do you think Omos and Bobby Lashley would be the greatest tag team in the history of professional wrestling?
Well, I think they would make an amazing pairing. I feel like Omos, we were calling him Almost. Is his name Omos?
Yeah, I think it's Omos.
Omos.
Yeah.
Damn it. And I feel like they would make an amazing tag team for non-racial reasons. But he would make a great inclusion to Hurt Business for non-racial reasons. I swear.
You have a cowboy hat on. You have to be on, but it's a black one. So that's like a bad cowboy.
So I can't be racist. I'm wearing a black hat.
Yeah, see? That's how you get around it. That's how they did it in the West. And if you ever realize in the West, like the bad cowboys were always the ones that were like down to hang out with the Indians and the Mexicans, unlike the white hat guys that just hung out with whiteys. So we may have just figured out how racism started in the Wild West.
We're already within 15 minutes. We're just breaking down WrestleMania, and we discovered racism.
Yes, I think
10 steps ahead of the game, baby.
Hey, but almost him and Lashley. Like, imagine them in like a rumble, because Almost can't be eliminated. He's just too tall. But him and Lesnar, I have a feeling, I don't know how they would do this in the middle of a WrestleMania, but I have a feeling they're going to do either the broken ring spot or like a broken rope, which they could pull off a broken rope.
Yeah.
Spot.
That's probably going to happen regardless.
Unless they're going to take it outside and because what was that SummerSlam when Lesnar brought the tractor down, drove the tractor down?
Yeah, SummerSlam.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What if we could see something like that at Mania and Lesnar F5 almost into, I don't know, a bed of hay like Rikishi.
Bed of hay.
Yeah.
A pot or a family of cow.
And then just like the visual of Brock lifting up whatever the front part is of the tractor and then like almost climbing out, but like his feet actually touch the ground and it freaks Lesnar out that somebody is that big.
Give it a quick second of going.
Exactly. Like he did when him and the Undertaker were laughing at each other. Like
yeah.
But I feel like if that happens, then we know for sure, because that's part of the reason why I think so many people are hating on this potentially great match is because people just think that Vince McMahon's behind it. I think if they would
take smells like it.
Yeah. Because I guarantee you the non-smarky fans, whatever you want to call them, I bet you that they are probably just excited for this match as they are for Roman Cody.
The true nerds are moist over this match.
But us, the ones that keep up with all the backstage, the drama, all that, it's like to us, this is something to hate. But I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like a casual fan that's not on YouTube looking stuff up, all that. I feel like they, this is one of the reasons why, like, if back in the day when you bought pay-per-view, this would be one of the reasons, like, well, hell, I'll shell out the money for night one if I'm going to get to see that.
This will be the match that will bring in a new generation of wrestling fans.
Oh, yeah. And possibly, if they could work something out, maybe even open up the entire continent of Africa. If because they're already kind of working there with Saudi Arabia. They just need to get a little bit more south. And like I said, you do the Commander Aziz Apollo Crews thing. Then MVP has to choose who's he going to go to. Is he going to go to Hurt Business or is he going to stay with Omos? Now we got faction warfare. And then Brock and Bray with Uncle Howdy. And now, bam, WWE's got trios titles. That's how it's done.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done. I thought you were going to lead into a War Games match in Africa, but a trios championship. Because I feel like WWE, they don't have enough titles.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lack of gold up in here.
And I feel like they could now a War Games match would be interesting.
In Africa.
Yes. Because hell, I'm sure nothing they've probably never seen anything that violent over there. I'm sure.
In Africa, no.
So we would be bringing this to them to see. But I think Almost I'm assuming he really is from there because I think Almost is just like on his legit name. I think it's like just like the last bit of it. So I'm pretty sure he's from there. I'm not sure what country. I hate just classifying it as an entire continent, considering all the different cultures there.
Yeah.
Because I would assume he'd be from the western coast because he seems like he has more of a French influence. Because Africa is like how the east west coast was in rap. The French colonized one side, the England colonized the other side. So there's like an internal beef like that's gone back years.
Oh wow.
But I feel like if introduced a man that size to them, like I believe that would make because like Andre the Giant, I forget which country it was there. It's a country near South Africa. He did a show in South Africa, and like it was first time anybody had seen stuff like that. Went to a country that he was basically told they couldn't guarantee his safety. This was like 70s, so this is like prime Andre. And when he went there, they said that like the fighting had stopped in the country on the other side of that country. Fighting had stopped for people to come and see him. So, I mean, I know times are different now, social media, all that, but there's a chance. I know
We can make
WWE wants
peace in this
to
world.
because maybe we should run WWE and create world peace.
That was the plan all along.
Yeah.
That's the end game.
Yes. Because you give them Omos, you give them Uncle Howdy, and you give them Brock Lesnar.
And you bring back Aldo Montoya.
Yes. And you just
and
have
the
Uncle
Four
Howdy
Horsemen.
there in case things go kind of south. Just rah you, and then you just disappear like Bray Wyatt does when Uncle Howdy does that. But I think that would
I'm
work.
your Uncle Howdy.
I thought that's like that cowboy hat you put on. At first, I thought it was a top hat, so you were trying to be like Howdy.
When you were talking about him, I was like, "Oh, this is within reach."
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like I said, I think that match is going to be a lot better than people think. I know a lot of people felt swerved by the fact that that match is happening. I understand that a lot of people do feel swerved that we're not going to get Lesnar Lashley. But there's a slight chance we might get Lesnar Wyatt versus Lashley Omos, or a 4-way between those, and that would be something.
Mm.
And then Uncle Howdy that's when the Wyatt 6 that everybody's been waiting for, that's when they debut and just beat up everybody. Because imagine a faction debuting and beating up Lashley, Lesnar, and Omos at the same time.
That would make news.
Yeah. And that would make like instant, like that would cement them as like instant, think about like when the Nexus like beat up Cena and tore the stuff apart.
That was everywhere.
That got them over to where they had bad booking by like week 4 and week 5, and they were still able to push through it because of how they debuted.
And it helped break through the legend that is David Otunga.
Yes. Man, if you think about his wife, though, that dude really is a legend. But speaking of legends,
Me.
I know this is a great transition. AEW has one person that has held 2 of their titles at the same exact time, not counting Ring of Honor titles, but legitimate AEW titles. And the man last night gave himself a chance again by winning the Tag Team Battle Royal with his partner, Danhausen. Because they have been tearing up the tag team division in AEW, if you didn't know.
Tag team legends.
Yes.
Specialists.
A lot of people thought FTR was going to return in that match, win, get themselves put back in, because with the Ass Boys being tag champs now, that's already a built-in feud for FTR to come in and win that and win the titles from them. And like it's kind of like it would make sense. From what I heard, the best friends, because I know you've been waiting for the best friends to come back, they were supposed to come back and win this match. One of them, I think it's Chuck, which he's been hurt since I knew him.
Sexy Chucky T.
So they put in Orange Cassidy and Danhausen in their place. So I'm wondering what you're thinking, how this 4-way tag match is going to go at Revolution, because they wanted the best friends in there. And instead of picking another team, they pick Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Does this mean that this match is going to be a, quote, comedy match, considering the other teams already in it?
Well, since Jeff Jarrett makes me laugh no matter what, it's going to be a comedy match. There will be an insane amount of strutting going on. I feel like the match is going to be like 15 minutes long, 7 minutes of strutting. Danhausen will get his ass whooped horrifically, and I'm a total Danhausen stan, but the way they book him, he's going to get spanked. But I will say, at least one person, maybe Max Caster, will get cursed, and he'll get laryngitis while he's freestyle rapping.
Oh.
Listen!
That would be a pretty good, that'd be a pretty good idea, especially if, like, Max doesn't have anything, like, relevant to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if he only has 2 lines instead of his normal 8. That's a perfect way to get out of it, too. I didn't think about that. But you bringing up the strut. Oh, my God, I hope they don't do this. But you bringing up the strut really makes me think they're going to do this now. So, Jeff's going to do the strut. One of the Acclaimed and the Guns are each going to do it. One of the Acclaimed is going to throw up the scissors as they're doing the strut. But Danhausen isn't going to do the strut. We're going to hear the na.
Yes!
We're going to see the dance.
Book it, Tony Khan!
Yes. I guarantee you it's already booked. I guarantee that's going to happen.
My lovely Tony Khan.
Who's tagging with Jeff? Is the Giant tagging with him, or is it Jay Lethal?
It's Jay Lethal.
Okay. Because I get confused because that Giant, like, was dressed to wrestle when they won that match. I know he was never on the apron, but I didn't know if there was a Freebird rule in effect.
Yeah. I don't think so. Maybe there might be one.
Yeah.
Like Sagnam Singh, I think is his name. Sakam Singh.
Sagnam Singh.
Zack Ryder Singh.
A partner over 60 years old, I believe you should be able to institute that. That's why Demolition had to institute the Freebird rule, because Axe, I believe, was like 82.
He was a member of the ARP.
Yeah. And they had to bring in Crush, and that was why. But I feel like, I don't know. It's just, were you expecting FTR, or were you expecting anything for that mystery? Because they kind of were. They didn't do it like they did with, who was it? Tony Storm, when they were kind of making everybody think that Mercedes Moné was going to show up.
Like they had that. I was expecting kind of like the how the casino ones where it's like, they have the Joker, they have the hearts and the diamonds, and then the Joker would be like someone returning or a new person. We had none of that. Like during that match yesterday, I was kind of like, wait, how many teams do we have?
Well, I have no
idea.
They did tease it as a mystery tag team. I'm pretty sure. At least they did last week. And
it was just everyone that's usually there. The OG, the Kingdom had like no pop whatsoever. But I was expecting FTR, and like I was really hoping, even though I shouldn't have expected it, but I was hoping for Santana and Ortiz.
Oh man,
I miss Santana.
Yeah, I hope they patch up whatever they got going on.
Yeah, kiss and make up.
They are the only, well, not anymore, but the first, after all my stuff, tornado. So rebuilding, the first autographs I secured were Santana and Ortiz. I have like a little. I'm too lazy to do it now. You might be. Nope, Hurricane Helms is there. I got like cards with their like ring worn stuff on it. I got another card with Ortiz's autograph. Like, so I'm in the middle of trying to find the matching card with Santana's. Like, they're my tag team. I hate the fact that like Ortiz is fighting with Maple the Pair right now. But since she quit AEW last night, maybe Ortiz doesn't have to deal with her anymore. Yeah.
With my boy.
Eddie Queenston.
The Mad King.
Yeah.
We're going to see him in Ring of Honor.
I mean, Ring of Honor is supposed to be about work rate, but like, how do you work around a pear on a set of toothpicks? Like, I don't understand. But so not only did we get that craziness on AEW of the tag team that is just tearing it up of Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
Legendary tag team specialist.
Yes. That are now, if you think about it, are technically one of the top tag teams in AEW since they're going to be challenging for the titles at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But automatically, tag team hasn't even had a tag team match together, at least that I can remember.
Maybe they've been on Dark and I haven't noticed.
Yeah. Maybe they've been doing like wherever the Best Friends were booked. Maybe they've been wrestling their matches, possibly.
Maybe sexy Chucky T mask.
But there's a chance now that Orange Cassidy could be a double champion 2 different times in AEW before anybody else had a chance to be a double champion in AEW, which I think is pretty cool. And then it also kind of proves my point that there's too many titles, especially when Orange Cassidy is the guy that did that. You know, if there was somebody like Rusev doing that or Buddy Murphy doing that, like Daniel Bryan doing that, like it would make sense, but
they don't have enough titles. What are you talking about? We need more titles. We need a women's tag team championship. We need a women's trios tag team championship. We need to have a North American Intercontinental Championship. We need a men's TBS championship.
Well, now that the Ring of Honor titles are gone, they are going to need to create some more titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and speaking of more titles, somebody's going to get a TNT title shot, but there were some horrific spots in the match, and RIP Action Andretti's legs. I just had to pause it there on his leg. So everybody,
that just was not Christian.
That leg being hung like that. And I think not even 30 seconds later, he took something else onto a ladder shortly after that. But man, this such a great ladder match. What was his name? Comanche? Commodore, one of the Commodores.
Commander.
Yeah, one of the
Commodores.
One of the great singers from the 70s.
Brick house.
So graceful, was able to tightrope walk a complete L around the ring, dive into the crowd of men, not even touch Powerhouse Hobbs, and take him off his feet as well. So
that's how good you are when your spirit can eject from your body and do a tope suicida onto another man.
Oh. And word is...
that's a man that goes to church.
You've seen that in the flesh, haven't you?
Yes, I just saw Commander like a week and a half ago in GCW in a 6-man tag. and he does same spots. It was funny. The first time I saw him do it, he kept botching it. Like 6 months ago, like I was like, this guy new. And then like a couple months later, I see him again. It's like, oh no, he got it down now. He got it down. He does a tight rope and whew. So last night when I saw him, I was like, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck this up. He didn't. But then his soul once again knocked over Powerhouse Hobbs. And because of that, homeboy can barely climb ladders.
Yeah. Well, the word is he had hit it so hard, just the refs had to get in on holding it. And look at Powerhouse Hobbs. He's just like, what am I doing here?
He's like don't make me fall. Don't make me fall.
But just watch this clip. This is what I think is even funnier than that. Is all right. Okay, hold on. I need the refs to hold it for me. Let's cut to the crowd. Look at these three guys. Yeah, they're loving it. Woo!
Yeah, what's going on here?
Look at the ring. Okay, don't pay attention to the fact we got 3 referees down there holding it. And then Hobbs is like, shit, do I trust them? Do I trust them? All right, here we go.
And this went on a little longer than it should have.
Yeah. And look at the refs. They're all looking up to him like, I wish. And then I understand this was like a last minute whatever, but I wish there would have been Hobbs. I wish he would have held it straight up, just because of the amount of memes we could have made of him holding the baby straight up and those referees looking right at him.
Like that camera angles could have been way better than that. But sometimes you need referees to hold your feet. I had referees holding the doctor's feet when I was circumcised. The tall task.
And I understand. I get it. The spot called for using that ladder because AEW, for some reason, wanted to make sense and didn't want Hobbs to have to use the time it would have took to go outside the ring to get a sturdy ladder.
Yeah.
To do it. But why not improvise? Hobbs is much bigger. Hobbs is really the only professional wrestler that was in that ring. Why not go out there when he gets the ladder and just Braun Strowman it up and just go around and take everybody out one more time, then slide up in there with that new ladder, and then we don't have to get the ridiculous Lion King looking picture at the end of the match.
Circle of life. See, we need you and me working in AEW and WWE. And we'll save the wrestling business.
Now, were you paying attention to commentary at all during that? Taz was actually cheering on Hobbs to do it. So, might possibly see a reunion of Team Taz?
Team Taz coming back? Oh, because I miss them orange trunks on my boy Powerhouse. Sexy orange trunks.
So now, since he is the face of the Revolution, even though he didn't do it at Revolution, because Tony Khan doesn't want to upset the fans and give them long pay-per-views anymore, which we both know that if he has a pay-per-view that is going to be less than 4 hours, the fans are going to complain about that as well. Like,
so long.
Like, I don't know.
You're got a 60-minute match.
Why he doesn't get that no matter what he does, his fans are going to complain. He could do an 8-hour show. They're going to complain it's too long. He could do a 3-hour show, and they're going to go, well, you could have done this match. You could have had, what the hell's that girl's name? The Japanese pop star? Riho.
Makito?
You could have her take on Sonata. You could have, they're going to point out all these matches that you've been building and didn't have, the Moxley Hangman Texas Death Match. Well, if we do a traditional Texas Death Match, there's a possibility of that match being either 15 seconds or 6 hours, because you're supposed to beat the man, pin him, and then give them 10 seconds to get up. And there's no counting falls. It's just that's how you beat them. The Macho Man was in a match similar to that at like WrestleMania 10 or 11. We'll have to look that up for the next.
I'm going to look that up now. I'm jumping on Peacock right after this.
Yeah, because it was a match, and it was weird. I feel like it was against Crush. I feel like it was a WrestleMania match between Savage and Crush.
I remember their feud.
And he had to pin the guy and then wait 10 seconds and then you won. Or maybe you had to wait 10 seconds and then pin the guy. Because I remember watching somebody reviewing the match, and they were saying like Macho Man was like confused, so he's like doing it in reverse order or whatever. Which this was around the time when the Macho Man was crazy anyways. He had tried to pin Yokozuna at the Mania.
At the Rumble?
At the Royal Rumble, I mean. Yeah.
He throws him out. Now I got to look this up because I love Heel Crush.
Yeah.
He looks so cool.
And then like the drink your milk vignettes he had. Oh, I love those. Have some more. Oh my God. Did Crush train Orange Cassidy? He was always crushing oranges and saying that's what you need in the ring. And then the orange punch is Orange's finisher. Huh?
Now I got, you know, when you say that, an X-Files theme pops in my head the whole time.
But the Face of the Revolution ladder match, how'd you feel about it? First off, not being on Revolution, not even being on the show before Revolution, Rampage, which if you're basically making a new star, Rampage is the place because that's kind of like your developmental show. And then also, other than that, how do you feel about Hobbs being the one to win a match with a bunch of high flyers and, you know what I'm saying, like the indie guys in it?
Indie guys, but instead you got this guy who is basically homegrown. You know what? I'm all for, how can I put it? I've been backing Hobbs since the get-go, but I feel like the whole hometown boy winning thing constantly in AEW, it's getting a little too repetitive. It's getting a little too predictable. You know, it's kind of, you got to mix it up because, like in WWE, if you're the hometown guy, you're going to lose every time. You got to have a nice little balance, you know, so it could be, you know, you don't walk in and go, duh, we know who's going to win. Kind of like Evil Uno versus John Moxley a week or so ago. You knew John Moxley was going to win. No one sat there and went, maybe Evil Uno has a chance. Nobody thought that.
I had $30 on FanDuel saying that.
You what?
I had $30 on FanDuel on Evil Uno.
I placed bets with a homeless man.
Now,
but it was obvious who's going to win, and I feel like, you know, I was thinking this should be on the pay-per-view, but at the same time, like, AEW could use the ratings. Come on, give it.
Beat Punk twice in Chicago.
Who what?
Didn't MJF beat Punk 2 times in Chicago?
Was it Chicago?
I think it was.
Oh my God! Okay, well, Tony Khan occasionally mixes it up. God bless him, our savior.
Unless it was MJF's hometown.
No,
that was just a promo, wasn't it?
Yeah,
promo. Okay, yeah. So I think it was in Chicago.
I don't think Revolution, because I remember he beat no. CM Punk beat him. No, CM Punk beat him at Revolution, and then MJ. Wait.
No, it ended with the chain match at Revolution.
Carry the 5. Aha. I forgot stuff.
But now, you bringing that up illustrates a perfect point, because Face of the Revolution, yes, you do want a young guy. Well, this Action Andretti kind of came out of nowhere, and it's whatever. We're still building him, still investing in him. Sammy Guevara, don't even know why he's in there. He's a multiple-time TNT champion. Commodore Comanche, or whatever his name is. Why are we making him the face of Revolution if we're just now seeing him?
His name is Captain Pinoche.
Powerhouse Hobbs is, you really can't do better than that because, like you said, homegrown talent. And AEW knows how to book big men. Like, no, I mean, nothing is more white hot than Wardlow is. Like, he has carried that flame for so, and I mean, just think about how often the crowds are chanting for him. It's just ridiculous. And then Samoa Joe, just
Bras and underwear flying all over the place.
you know, a monster that can only be beaten by 105-pound girls, but a monster nonetheless. Apparently, skateboards are his kryptonite. But that you make a good point about them picking Hobbs. I didn't think about it from that point of view.
A mad genius.
But that ending, do you think the ending of that match was kind of a what's the word, omen of things to come for Hobbs being the face of the Revolution now? The fact that he had to get help just to get up the ladder.
He might need help from other people to win his matches. He might need a whole team.
Oh no. And somebody was cheering him on.
Oh.
And one thing I was surprised about Powerhouse Hobbs is, and everybody had this theory. When was it? Was it All In when it was the Hobbs, Joe, Wardlow triple threat?
I think it was All In, yeah.
Okay.
We're all out.
All out.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that Hobbs losing was to keep Wardlow white hot, which obviously amazing at booking big men. He's still there. I mean, everybody's just clamoring for him, just like they always have.
I'm moist for Wardlow.
But everybody thought he was going to go to Ring of Honor. Everybody thought that was going to be more of a developmental brand. And he's not there. But Ring of Honor has already done their tapings. Their first shows are actually due to start airing today. And we are starting off with the one and only.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good.
Real good.
So, Ring of Honor, first ever match, had Jay Briscoe. And the first ever match of the new reincarnated version of Ring of Honor has Mark Briscoe. I believe, spoiler to everyone, he defeated Slim J, whoever that is.
The guy with the upside down hat looking thing.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Word.
Is he in AEW?
Yeah. He pops up on Dark occasionally?
I thought he was in GCW.
No, I've never even seen him in GCW.
Because like GCW and PWG, their whole filming style makes sense because, as you pointed out, like with Commander Comanche's botches,
Capitan Pinoche.
A lot of their wrestlers are just botchy. So,
God damn it.
So they don't do actual shows. They just put clips up of their events because if they did shows, nobody would show up to the live events and they know nobody would watch. So they do highlights, which is just basically their highlights are the moves that actually got landed or performed correctly.
Bunch of damn spot monkeys.
And, okay, so that's all right. I'm surprised. Well, you don't want to have you don't want Mark Briscoe to be established in this new Ring of Honor by beating somebody that kind of has a name. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, whoop a jobber.
Yeah.
Slowly build you up and then make him world champ.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's the plan. He's still carrying the tag title.
I
would not
give it up.
Them calling that the Briscoe Memorial Championship. You don't even say tag team championship anymore. You just call it the Briscoe title.
Briscoe. That's an idea.
Yeah. And then Mark just And an easy way to get around that is you just never have Mark take another partner to challenge for him. So then you'll never have Mark going, well, the titles are named after me. Of course I'm going to win this match. You know, that you kind of kill off that story by Mark saying, since they're deciding to call this the Briscoes Championship, I will no longer challenge for this title as I've proved what I needed to prove within this division.
The Briscoe Championship.
Yeah. I feel
Imagine saying it already.
See? You didn't think you'd get there, did you?
Yeah, I did not.
Now, have you heard anything else that happened in the Ring of Honor Dilly Dallies tapings?
Let's see. I heard word of what the championship match will be at Supercard of Honor, which I will be at.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, I heard. You're one of your favorite wrestlers is gonna be there.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. Miss Queenston will be there.
Yeah.
But there was a surprise. So spoilers. Zack Sabre Jr. showing up in Ring of Honor. So Ring of Honor, all about wrestling, but only has one wrestler in the entire company. So at least they're building up. You know, at least when they started, at least they're starting with one. So maybe by the next pay-per-view, they'll have two.
I'll be there for it.
Hey.
I'm gonna see lots of wrestlers.
So are you going to make sure that you are actually caught up on like watching every bit of the TV before you go, or
I'm kind of to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure because, folks, I'm gonna level with you. I tried to stream this stuff illegally earlier, didn't happen, and the reason why is because I'm already hooked. I'm already signed up to like way too many subscription services. Besides, with wrestling, I got Peacock, I got Fight Plus. I'm signed on to porn sites. I got Netflix. I got HBO Max. Do I have Paramount? No, I don't have Paramount. What else do I have? I have Discovery Plus, for the love of God. Like, I can't keep doing this on top of cable.
You got Chiller too, right?
Oh, I got Shudder.
Shudder, that's what it is. Shudder. Yeah.
I got Shudder. When I'm not watching wrestling, I'm on Shudder.
Yeah.
Give me money, Shudder.
That, like, and I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I've signed up for so many subscription services that I tried to sign up for. You ever see those commercials that, like, we try to find the things you aren't using and cut them out and blah, 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 blah. So I sign up for it, and they say there were so many accounts that they signed me up for their own subscription service. So now I'm paying an extra $7 a month to them.
Yeah, if I did that, it'd be like, you sure you don't want to sign up for Impact Plus?
Yeah.
IWTV?
Impact Plus, if you sign up for them, from what I've heard from two different people, if you cancel, it usually takes about 3 to 4 months before they actually, like when you quit paying, it takes a couple months for them to cut your service.
So what?
Yeah.
See, I heard when you sign up for Impact Plus, your nipples become 1 inch larger by diameter.
Yes.
Yes.
It also happens when I see Omos.
Same here.
So it took a year for Tony to finally get television going for Ring of Honor. What it's kind of looking like is it's not going to be quite a developmental like everybody kind of thought it was going to be. Where are you? And I understand Jay Briscoe's passing may have kind of maybe changed the way that it was going to be as well. Where are you on that? Do you think Ring of Honor should have been used as a feeder system for AEW, or are you under the impression or the thought that Ring of Honor should be its own independent, like, Claudio being in Blackpool Combat Club and the other guys being in AEW, like that shouldn't jive. Like you need to be in one or the other. Like do you think you got to pick one and be one? or do you like the intermingling developmental type deal?
I feel eventually, okay, so what they're doing now is to have, at least this is how I see it, because I don't want them to use it as a developmental brand. And people are like, oh no, it's its own, it should be its own brand. But I'm like, technically, Ring of Honor was a developmental brand, because you look back years ago, people you see wrestling in an episode of Ring of Honor eventually made their way over to NXT and then WWE. Well, that's besides the point. I feel like now you can have your AEW wrestlers in there, but I think eventually, as time goes on, you should have two separate, like, just get people who are not, top stars, but are amazing. Keep them in Ring of Honor and keep your stars in AEW, and have those people have these amazing matches in Ring of Honor. But I'm not Tony Khan. Sometimes I wish I was, but I'm happy that I'm 5'9".
Why? Like, you'd be a top star.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know you're a bit too tall, but you're right in the Goldilocks zone for Tony Khan.
But I don't know. I would really love to see them eventually just have only wrestlers in Ring of Honor only and AEW wrestlers only. Just have their complete set, because I already saw the card, and about 90% of them are AEW wrestlers. So someone, I do feel there needs to be one or the other.
Now, do you think the way to facilitate that happening, do you think there needs to be a mass, bam, you got to pick one or the other? Or do you
blue
think
pill, red pill? Or
do you just think one day, because the draft thing, in my opinion, is kind of redundant. Just
they need to come up with something unique, like I don't know,
and pick a card. You got 52 cards.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to get 8 or 9 decks, but still, and then red or black, and then whichever one you pick, that's where you're going. Red.
Put yourself in a room with 2 gerbils. One with the number 1 written on the back, one with the number 2, and whoever picks you is the one you go to. Revolutionary, I know.
I could see Tony Khan using that, though.
Right? Tony Khan coming out going, the AEW and Ring of Honor gerbils will choose who will be going to which brand.
And before every time they'll be running on the wheel. Oh, they're going. It's those gerbils. Every time. But like, as far as TV though, do you think like maybe my thought process on it was the guys that are still kind of cemented in AEW storylines, but you're trying to get pushed over. Miss Queenston last night just quit AEW to kind of go heavier over to Ring of Honor, but maybe don't showcase them on Dynamite so much, kind of push those stories over to Rampage. And then within a couple of weeks, when they're not on AEW television, people will tell stories that they heard rumors that guy just happened to be on Rampage. And then by the time they discover Rampage, which will take a couple of weeks, they're not there anymore. And now they're over on Ring of Honor. And, because I just feel like a hard cut is just, I don't know. I just feel like it's dumb. I feel like they need to find a creative way to do it. Unless they just decide like, hey, these are our Ring of Honor guys, these are AEW guys, and the only people you're going to see on our AEW television are Ring of Honor champions that we decide to showcase to pop a rating on Rampage or a Battle of the Belts or something like that.
Good idea. I think, just flat out say it. Don't do it like eventual, like, well, I'm God, bye.
Yeah. Because I feel like, I don't know. I just feel, especially with their fan base, there's going to be no right way to do it. Everybody's going to be upset anyways. But I feel with their fan base, if you kind of do the fadeaway, like you said, they're going to be like, well, Well, Blackpool Combat Club. Cesaro didn't get to swing everybody. Him and Moxley are still cool, aren't they? If they were so cool, Cesaro would be making sure that his wife is not hooking up with Hangman while Moxley's in the ring. But that's not here nor there. I mean, they are backstage quite a bit, even when Moxley's not even there. She's interviewing Hangman in the dressing room. It's never outside in the hallway. It's always in the dressing room with Hangman Page.
And Renee kind of has this look on her face, and this is not joking. My wife pointed out to me that she sort of has like a lustful look on her eyes.
Yeah.
She has like a porn star face to her now.
She's a veteran though, and he won't listen to her, so maybe that's why she keeps on wanting him, because he just won't listen.
She wants fresh meat. She doesn't want blood all over the bed sheets anymore.
I know, it's crazy. I saw this on something this morning too, that Moxley was able to bleed on a show that he wasn't even on last night. Like, he wasn't even there, and he was still able to bleed on TV.
God, I felt uncomfortable. I wanted to run over there with some moistened towelettes for him.
At this point, I'm starting to think like his New Year's resolution was to bleed every time he's on TV.
I'm waiting for the match where he bleeds before the match starts.
Oh, yeah. It's coming. It's going to be a Goldberg type situation.
Bang.
But speaking of Goldberg, one of Goldberg's best title wins was over this man right here.
One of the top best.
And nobody knows. Several people have asked. Several people have inquired. But nobody knows who pied Kevin Owens in the face. It was never investigated afterwards. It seems like he still carries that chip on his shoulder, and he hasn't told us who
to this day.
Do you think this is why Kevin Owens, Roman's bloodline's laying out everybody, leaving, look, Drew McIntyre joined a tag team after getting beat by Roman. But Owens keeps on coming. Do you think Roman or one of the Usos may be the one that pied Owens in the face?
I want the day to come where, I don't know, I want Kevin, I like the picture is a match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, and I want them both just dead after after fighting each other. And I just want, after whatever match happens, what if Kevin Owens takes the belts off of him one day? I want Roman to grab the mic and go, "I'm the one that threw the pie at you." And I'm like, long-term storytelling, chef's kiss. Even though, to be perfectly honest with you, I believe it was Hornswoggle that threw the pie.
Oh, well, when in doubt.
He was like, "Woo!"
What's funny, you saying that about long-term storytelling, just thought of this. So, Mania, Usos lose their titles, Roman loses his titles, Bloodline are defeated. It just can't get any worse. Camera's filming Roman just to see his meltdown, his downfall. He opens the door to his locker room, pie to the face. And that's how the Bloodline officially ends.
And that's how, because I told you how I want the documentary. I feel one day we need a documentary to the entire Bloodline Sami Zayn story. I want a documentary. I want the music score in the background done by an Academy Award-winning composer. And I feel that the best way to end all of this would be a pie to the face.
Oh. And and I guarantee you, it could be tied together in some way. Sammy at that point had just walked away from Kevin because Kevin drove him away. Sammy left, knowing that the Usos and Roman were right there with a fresh pie. When you're a wrestler, though, and you show up somewhere and you see a cake that has quite a bit of frosting on it, or you see a pie that is nothing but whipped cream inside of a pie aluminum thing, somebody's getting pied in the face.
I in
They
the
should know
face.
now.
If you've been to clown college like I have, you know what's up. What's coming.
Is that where you earned your doctorate?
Yes, I'm a doctor in pie throwing. I have a doctor in pie throwing and big shoes.
Ooh. What about
I have gigantic feet, so I had to make use of it.
what about floppy ties that roll up on you at random points?
I cannot quite get that. I have a tie like within 2 feet of me somewhere. Hold on, damn second.
Get to roll up on you? Oh my god.
Hold up.
My day.
Sorry, I couldn't find the tie, but I found these.
Oh, even better. Even that's how you lounge right there. Lounging on. Ooh, he's cool. Look at that scout machine. Lounging on. Boy, he's cool. Look at that scout machine. Lounging on. Oh, he's cool. Look at that scout machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Wait, stay on.
We just
all night long.
We just made this summer's #1 hit. There it was.
Let's get Will Smith to record it.
So last thing before we go off the air, we were supposed to give away a prize. It was the Bray Wyatt Magician Dilly Dally. And I wrote down some names and I was going to have you pick one. And I lost it. So, at some point this week, any of you people out there that are following him or I, there he is, we will be announcing a winner for the Bray Wyatt Magician figure. So, sorry we're not doing it on the show, but I lost the paper. So, I will be sending some names over to Best Scout Machine. He will be picking a winner from all of you.
Your fate is in my hands.
Yes. So, by us saying this, that means I'm going to give you guys till Monday. That gives some of you more opportunity to tell us who you believe Uncle Howdy really is. And once again, anyone who says Bo Dallas is automatically disqualified. Automatically. So the list of names I did have can get added to if you can tell us who Uncle Howdy really is, because we know it's not Bo Dallas. Because Bo Dallas would not miss an elbow drop like Uncle Howdy did at the Royal Rumble.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Just lounging, babies.
You had to have glasses on like that to be able to see him hit that elbow drop at the Royal Rumble.
It landed direct hit like a missile.
Yes.
Like a missile hit that Chinese balloon.
Was that a missile? Did we shoot a missile at it?
I ain't got a clue. I figured Brock Lesnar attacked it.
Oh. Yeah, I heard, not sure how true it is, that he threw a dolphin at it and got fined because he threw a dolphin too high in the air. Apparently, dolphins are only allowed to go like 5 feet above sea level. That's why.
Well, you know, it's written in the Bible. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's why when you see them like jumping, like their entire body doesn't make it out of the water. That's why Free Willy was such an important movie for killer whales, because that showcased the fact that killer whales had more rights than dolphins do. Oh, Froggy Omega. Word is
the most over frog in Wrestle Talk.
At one point, Froggy Omega was able to jump 82 feet in the air. He did it at the NFL Combine, believe it or not.
Yeah. They tried having him join the NBA, but no, he said his passion was wrestling, and he became a multiple-time champ in Canada.
All you gotta do is go to Canada to become a multiple-time champ.
I went over there just to have some poutine fries, and immediately I became a Canadian world champion.
Yes, that's how it's done. They will not let me into their country.
Did not have a V trigger anyone.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Because how'd you win? What? That just blew my mind. A Canadian not using a V trigger.
Has that ever happened?
That's like a member of the Hart family not complaining. Doesn't happen. Ever.
On a side note, I'll just point out how earlier I was freaking out about where my phone was. I'm using it to record myself right now. So if you saw me earlier doing this for a second, like...
Yeah. I thought you were looking for a prop.
No, I legitimately forgot that I'm recording myself with my phone. And I'm trying to figure out where my phone is.
Well, you do know where it is now then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Right there.
A little inside baseball for everybody watching as well before we sign off. Best Scout Machine was watching Clash of the Champions. Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat, was wrestling. And let everybody know how Ricky, the amazing wrestler that everybody believes, that just one of the greatest ever, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You want to let them know how he won that match?
See, I said at the beginning, because I was on live on TikTok, and I said, because I know how Jay right here, he's always like, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's finisher is a roll-up. It's the only way he wins any match. And when the match began, I'm like, he's going to win with a roll-up, isn't he? Lo and behold, he wins the damn match with a roll-up.
Yes.
Proving everything Jay said to be true and gospel.
Yes. And everybody thinks like I'm bashing the guy by saying that. I'm just stating the truth.
Just his finishing move.
Yes. Because the only time that he did not win by surprise roll-up or surprise inside cradle or something like that was against a jobber. But when he wrestled like a real wrestler, like a person that should be wrestling, that knows how to wrestle, surprise roll-up inside cradle every single time.
Boom. Done. 1, 2, 3. Gets the job done.
I just wanted to share that story before we signed off. But I've been your boy Jay, and right next to me,
the best Scout Machine, the Doja Cat of Wrestle Talk. Signing out.
The
Gout
Foundation. And if you figured out our symbol yet, our logo right there in the corner, you'll be eligible to get a shout out on the next episode of the Gout Foundation. Do you have anything else? I should have probably asked before we did our sign off if you had anything you needed to say to them.
Just be wary of spontaneous combustion. It is true. It is real. Children explode at a moment's notice at all times. And I just really wish more people knew about it. Your child could be the next one to explode out of nowhere during a school assembly on drugs.
And I can't find another way to sign off that would be better than that. So we'll see you next time.